Okay, here we go. We're in chapter 6, the Sefer of the Yanuka, the pathways of attachment to the desire, Darche Tevekus Haratzon. And here we go. Bitul kol retzono isav shel adam hu keinyan hakedos yitzchak umesiras nefesh. So when a human cancels out all their desires, you nullify your own will and your own want for God's want. So when you cancel out and nullify your desires, it's an aspect of, and it's like the Akedat Yitzchak, where Isaac was bound on the altar by Abraham. Remember, he was about to sacrifice his son, and God's like, wait, hold on, don't do it. But the fact that you were about to means you're my most loyal guy in the world. Let's go, me and you together. So when you cancel out your own wants in this world, then that becomes like you bound your only child, your son, on an altar for God and to show God how loyal you are. And it's an aspect of self-sacrifice, of Mesiras Nefesh. Ki haratzon hu mahus chaye adam, because your desire, or a human's desire, is the essence of their life. The essence and the base of your own reality in your life is your desire, and now you're sacrificing it. And when a person does disconnect and hard stop his or her own desire, then this human feels that all they were left with is lacking. They're like missing something. They're left with something missing. And they have no hold or grip on life at all, as if to say that they just feel like they're missing something and they're not in sync with life, they're lost in life because you gave up your desires. If someone it's called withdrawal. Guess what? That's called withdrawal. When you have a vice and you stop it, you go through withdrawal. So God says, yeah, this is the sacrifice. You are going to feel like you are missing your main reality. Achzeu inyan. But this is an aspect of Lech Teicha Charai B'Midbar Be'eretz Lo Yizrua, a verse from the book of Jeremiah, Yirmiyahu, where God says, wow, my children of Israel, you went and followed me into a desert, into a land that wasn't sown, like it had no herbs or vegetations or anything, it was a desert, and you blindly followed me into this? This is the same thing as when a human gives up his or her desire. You're blindly following God into a desert, and God's like, wow, you are my people. Because now this person is throwing their whole burden, their whole load on God. They're like, I give up on donut life. I'm feeling the addiction, withdrawal symptoms, but I'm throwing it on you, God. My burden's on you. And God's like, ooh, this person's following me. It's like he's Abraham offering Isaac. God sees it as a very precious thing. Mitoch bitachon shu yisbarach yoyireh lo es haratzon ha'amiti. This person throws his burden on God because of the strong, not faith, of the bitachon, of the certainty that God will show this person the true desires that they should have. They gave up their own desire. They're left with a hole. They don't know what to do. Left, right, what do? We feel withdrawal. Don't worry. God will replace your desire with what the true desire you should have will be. God will consider it precious, like you sacrificed your only child in front of him. So this may seem difficult, and we may not know what we should sacrifice. What is God's desire? What's not? Is my desire God's desire? Step one, never forget. Want God's desire, and it will lead you to knowing what God's desire is. So want it, start to cut out your own nonsense in our own lives, and then lock in and sync up with God. So my blessing to everyone is to do what we just read. I love you all so much. Stay strong. Have a good day. Over and out.